Hello everyone. So previous class we discussed about sauces, basic mother sauces in a continental cooking, and soups, classification of soups, and stocks, classification of stocks, and we discussed about those topics. Today I'm going to discuss with a topic called the methods of cooking. We are following so many methods in the kitchen for cooking the food. And what is the cooking first of all? And how many types of methods we have? All these things we are going to discuss today in this topic called methods of cooking. What do we mean by cooking? Cooking is the technique we use in the kitchen to get the result we want. For example, you could boil or poach or steak, but that would not get the result you want, which is probably a brown tasty, a crust with a pink interior. So many reactions are going to be happen when you start cooking. Why these reactions all will happen to the raw food? So because of what we apply the heat to the food, that's why the cooking is a, we can say it is a kind of a science. Okay, the chemical process known as a cooking. So now this is called as a the difference between cook and result product. Apart from that, when you talking about cooking methods, the cooking methods will be uh, different, and the different types of cooking methods are there. So cooking kills bacteria. The another advantage of cooking the food, so most probably when we cook the food, the bacteria which harmful bacteria contains in the food, microbes which contains in the food materials, raw materials, those bacteria and those microbes will be sterilized. The sterilization of the food, when we cook the food, all these bacteria and microbes will be disappear from your material cooking ingredients. Cooking makes the food easier to digest. So of course, when you cannot eat the raw food, you cannot eat raw chicken or raw beef or raw lamb, or you cannot eat raw chilies, or you cannot eat raw the bananas. You cannot eat raw the what do you call that, bendi or the okras. So that's why the food when you cook and when you're having, it is easy to digest for human body in intestines of in the human body. So that is the another reason why we cook the food and thoroughly and we eat. For cooking of another advantage is the changes the taste, aroma, appearance of the food. When you cook the food, when you mix the ingredients, when you add the spices, when you add the herbs, when you add the main ingredients, so the when you apply the heat, the final product will be changes. The color, the taste, the aroma, the appearance, entire appearance will change the food because of it's a process of chemical process. When you apply the heat to the raw ingredients, the raw ingredients will react through the heat, and the final product will be come out as a curry, as a pulao, as a biryani. So that final product will be very tasty, very flavored, and very good in appearance. That's why we cook the food. That's what we need to cook the food, and we should have the food. For cooking of the food, we will follow the different cooking methods. What are those cooking methods? We will see now. Cooking methods are classified as either dry heat methods, moist heat methods, and combination methods. Dry heat, moisture, and combination. Which means more the dry heat means which means no moisture is added into the cooking. So dry heat, it's there is no moisture, there is no the water content to cook the food. The moisture heat method, here you will be having a moisture. Moisture will come from where? The moisture will come from the water. So when we add the water and cooking the food, that method known as a the moisture method. Combination methods. The combination method means we will apply dry heat method as well as moisture method. Both combined and we cook the food. That method known as a the moisture heat method, and which is involved dry heat and then the moisture heat. So the classified into cooking methods three categories. One is a dry heat method, another one is a moisture method, and third one is a combination method. So we see what is the dry heat method now. Dry heat methods mean a cooking without uh, without any moisture, without any water, okay, and or steam, okay, without any water, without any air, without any steam. Although some kind of cooking oils is often used. So we use a lot of oil, dry heat method. In this dry heat method, it can be different types of cooking edible oils. So in that, we heat the oil and we deep fry the cooking ingredients, and we will have it. That method known as a dry heat method. Dry heat methods are for food which are naturally tender. So when you cook the food through the dry heat method, and when it cooks naturally very tender. For example, you can take it as example of Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC chicken, chicken tenders, chicken wings, chicken legs, or chicken nuggets. All this will be cooked through the your dry heat method in the oil deep fry method. You can say deep fry method. Saute. Saute means what? Saute means to toss quickly in a pan with a very little fat and fairly high heat. So when you take this saute method is a common for everywhere, at home or in the hotels or in the colleges. What you do in the saute method? In the saute method, you will take the frying pan, whether it's a non-stick pan or whether it's the iron pan or whether it's a copper pan. So when you add the little the fat into that, little fat means it can be any oil or any butter or any other sweet. So you can add the little fat, and in a high flame, the flame should be very high. The hot oil, the fat should be very sizzling hot. Then you can put some ingredients. It can be a pasta, it can be a vegetable, it can be a julienne of any other onion or tomato, anything. Then we saute the up and down, that known as the saute method. So fairly high heat, very little fat. So we saute the vegetables or the food ingredients. The temperature will be passes through evenly to the food materials. That method known as a saute method. Pan fry, next cooking method is a saute is a one of the dry heat method, but the saute, when you add a little fat, the, the moisture will release from the food ingredients, that will evaporate it. That is one of the method. We call it as a dry heat method and pan fry method. Another one is a pan fry. What is the pan fry? Which means to cook a moderate amount of fat. So it's not too heavy fat or it's not low fat, moderate fat over a moderate heat. So medium heat. So usually breaded foods like cutlets or a chicken or pan fried. So when you take the cutlets, when you take the croquet, the patties. So when you take the pan, non-stick pan or a regular pan. So you will be adding only moderate fat into that, and the patties or cutlets we will shallow fry for both sides. The shallow fry with both sides. That is known as a pan fry. We are frying on the pan. That's why this method called as a pan fry. Moderate heat and a moderate amount of fat. Not too much fat, not very less fat. So it's a the fat should be coated to this at the bottom of the food. So we will fry both sides. That is known as a pan fry. Another dry heat method is called as a deep fry. So here, what is the meaning of deep fry? Which means to submerge something completely in a cooking oil, like a French fries. So here, the food material which are going to be cooked in the oil and the deep fry means the food material should be dipped in the hot oil. So here the dry heat will release through the oil and it will catches the your French fries. The French fry will get the dehydrated and the French fry will get the crispy. Okay, so that is known as a deep fry. As I said earlier, also the Kentucky fried chickens, or fried wings, or fried tenders, chicken nuggets, French fries, okay, and cheese croquettes and the vegetable croquettes. All these things will be deep fried. When you do the deep frying and the oil, it will dip into the oil and it will cook thorough of your food material. The heat will passes all over the food and the food will get cooked inner and outer. So surface of inner part and outer part of the food in the tender, very tender texture. 350 degrees Fahrenheit, completely submerged in a hot fat. 350-degree Fahrenheit. See, it's a high temperature. So high temperature, you need to deep fry the material. So the ingredients. So it will cook thoroughly and it will give the tenderness to the food. That is known as a dry heat method. Pan broil. So broiling is another method. Pan fry, shallow fry, and deep fry. And now you have pan broiling. What is the meaning of broiling? The boiling is different and broiling is different. Lot of students will confuse when we are talking about boiling and broiling. So they will write in a exam, explain about the broiling, or most of students will write boiling method, but it's not the same. Broiling and boiling, both are different. What is the broiling? We will see now. Which means to cook something in a pan, the food which is something in a pan cooked with no added fat. There pan fry we add a little bit fat, and shallow fry we add a moderate fat, little bit fat, and saute we add a little fat, and pan fry we add a moderate fat. But here there is absolutely no fat. For example, if you're going to take any steak or any the beef fillet or any pork or any chicken which contains a fat meat. So these meats, what you will do, you will place on the pan. When you place on the pan, usually food which is have their own fat, the beef, a pork, a lamb or a chicken contains some fat and moisture water in the meat. So that fat will what happen? It melts when you apply the heat, and that heat will passes to your meat, and the fat which contains in the meat will melt and it will release to the pan. With that fat and the moisture also going to be released. That moisture and the fat both will cook the food. That's why this method called as a pan broiling method. So roast or bake, this is also another dry heat method. So roast or bake here, which means to cook a exposing food to hot dry air and oven. Oven, when we have the convection ovens, not the microwave ovens, convection ovens. The convection ovens only will release the dry heat through the air. Okay, the coils will get heated up, then the heat will pass us through the air. So that's why this method called as a roasting method or baking method. You can roast chicken, you can roast beef, you can roast lamb, you can roast fish, you can roast pork, you can roast vegetables, you can roast potatoes, you can roast so many things. That is method known as a roasting method. So the roasting method will be applied for anything in the oven and with dry air heat. And apart from that, we have a roasting methods in Indian cooking also. Tandoor, pot roasting, the spit roasting. The charcoal will release the fire, air, the heat, dry heat will passes through air, and it will cook your chicken tikka, tandoori chicken, and your the kebabs, all these things. So through the you can cook through the oven, or you can cook the clay pot also, clay pot oven also. So that both methods we can call as a roasting. And in the oven we bake also. We bake breads, we bake cookies, we bake cakes, we bake some patties, or we bake some French loaves, we bake some bread rolls, we bake some breadsticks, we bake some uh, the, the cookies, biscuits. Okay, and all baking items will be prepared in the oven through the dry heat and the dry air heat. Okay, so these are the methods can be applicable for this roasting and baking, the cooking method. This is also a kind of dry heat method. To cook exposing to hot dry air. So of course when you have an oven, in the oven when you heat it up, all the coils will get hot. The electrical coils will get heated up. The heat will release through the air in a dry air. So when you close the doors, the hot air will be the circulated inside, and it passes through the food. Next one is a griddle. Griddle means what? Which means to cook food on a flat, hot surface. This is a very common because a griddle can be cooked many food quickly. Okay, so the to cook on a flat, hot surface. So any piece of lamb, a piece of beef, piece of pork, the pieces of the meat will be flat. That flat meat will be placed on surface of your the griddle. Griddle is a flat hot plate. Flat hot plate will be get it very hot. In that hot plate, we place the meat, the ingredient meat pieces, and through that the meat will cook. That method known as a griddle. So you can call it as a kind of a grilling, but it's not grilling method. We call it as a griddle method. So you can cook beef, you can cook lamb, you can cook chicken, you can cook fish, you can cook pork. The different meat items will be griddle in the on the griddle, and you can vegetables also you can cook on the griddle. And the another dry heat method is known as grill, which means to cook the food on a metal bars over radiant heat. So metal bars means the coils, the metal the rods. That metal bars will give the marks to the food on surface of and bottom of the food. That is known as a grill. So to cook on a bar over radiant heat, the radiant heat is a hot heat, so very hot, and after applying the very hot to the grill bars, the grill bars will catches to the bottom of the food, and when the catches to the bottom of the food, the grill marks will the touches to the food, and it will make as a grill marks to the bottom of the food. That is known as a grilling method. To cook on a bars over radiant, and for example, you can take it as a barbecuing the almost identical, except the that the heat traditionally comes from the wood or charcoal. Okay, so barbecue also a kind of a grilling method. The grills are given the bottom of the food which a grill marks, and cook thoroughly in both sides. The different the temperatures, it can be a medium, it can be a medium well, it can be a well done, or it can be a rare. So it's a different types of cooking temperatures and cooking methods can be applied to the grill. Now, so far we discuss about the dry heat methods. Now we discuss about the moist heat methods. The moisture means, we everybody knows that is the moisture is a kind the water releasing of the evaporation of the water, that is known as a moisture. Moist heat is a methods mean cooking food in water or steam. Okay, the food which are going to be cooked through the water or steam, that known as a moisture method. So what we have, what all the methods we have in a moisture method, we will see now. Poaching. So most of poaching is one of the very delicate method of cooking, which means to cook food in a water that is hot but not bubbling, usually tender, dedicated foods like eggs. So when you keep the water hot but not bubbling, so when you keep the water in a pan or in a vessel or in a the pot, so the water should not reach to the boiling point. When it's reached to the boiling point, 100 Celsius centigrade temperature, it will reach to the boiling point. But you should not bring that boiling point to the water. So you need to be cooked below the boiling point. So that means maybe 98 or 95 or 94 or 90. That temperature, what you have to do is, you have to take the eggs and gently you leave into the what in a water, hot water before boiling point, and they cook very gently in the hot water. That method known as a poaching. For example, poached egg, poached fish, poached the tenders, poached vegetables, poaching of your green leafy vegetables. Okay, all these methods can be applied to the poaching of your the poaching method of cooking. Next one is a simmering. What is the simmering? Which means to cook the food in a water that are bubbling gently. So usually food that need to cook for a long time. Simmering is bubbling very gently. Simmering is nothing but a slow cooking. You keep the water and keep it in a slow flame for a long time. You reduce the simmer. As we discussed earlier topic called as a stock. Brown stock, you need to simmer the at least 6 to 8 hours. Simmering means here a slowly bubbling and slowly reduction. Slowly it will reduce the flavors to the from the ingredients, and the reduction of your water stock, that is known as simmering. This simmering is a slow method of cooking. In this stew, simmering of vegetables, simmering of meat, simmering of your the chicken, or simmering of your the in a Indian cooking also, simmering of your sambar, simmering of your fish curry, simmering of your the paya. These all our method will be applicable for the simmering. Next method, moisture method, is called as a boiling. What is the boiling? Which means to cook the food in a water that is bubbling rapidly. Usually food like pastas or hardly vegetables, hardy vegetables are bubbling very rapidly. So boiling is nothing but, keep the water for a high temperature, let it for boiling in above the 100 Celsius temperature, and the bubbles will come out from the water. The molecules which contains in the water to try to escape from the water. That stage the bubblings will start from the water. So that is known as a boiling. In this boiling point, we cook boiling vegetables, boiling dal, boiling lentils, boiling rice, okay, boiling vegetables, all these boiling of potato, all these methods can be applied for the boiling method. This is another moisture method. Another method is called as a steaming. What is the steaming? Which means to cook the food exposing it to steam. So for example, usually potatoes and vegetables, but here the steaming method, we can say in Indian method, idli. When you take the idli steamer, when you pour the water from the bottom water will start boiling. When the starting of the boiling of the water, all the steam will come out. The steam means what? The evaporation of the water molecules. So the water molecules steam will come out, and we close the lid of idli steamer. So there is no chance to escape your steam. So the steam will release inside the circumstances of your steamer. So your idli will cook. So that is the method called as the steaming. So in a continental, a steam vegetables, a steam carrot, a steam potato, steam fish, steam egg, steam rice. So many methods you can be applied for cooking the steaming method. And this is also called the moisture method. Another combination methods. So here another some more cooking methods are there. So that is combination of steam and dry heat, both combining and applying to the food materials. That is known as a the combination method. The combination methods means cooking for a using first a dry heat and then adding liquid or steam. First we apply the dry heat method, then we apply the steam or the liquids. So that combination, moisture and dry, both we will apply. That method known as a combination method. Combination methods are used tenderize the tough cuts from meat. These combination methods mostly we use for tenderizing the meats. The always the meats, red meat or white meat or brown meat, the fibers, tissues, sometimes it will turn into very harder. So when it is the depend on the tenderness of the meat. So to converting into a tenderness of the meat, we will apply this kind of method. So braising. What is the braising? Which means to brown the food first and then cook it covered with the moisture added. So braising is a which means brown the food, and after browning the food, then we cover the food with the moisture. Moisture means we can add the water, you can add the stock, you can add any the flavored liquid also. So the moisture which contains from the your stock, and you can the moisture will release from the food, and the fat also release from the food. So all these combinations will cook the dry heat and moisture, both will come and heat the food, and that food will cook through the combination method. That is known as a braising. Braised dishes are always cooked covered because this keeps the moisture in. Braising tenderizing the tough cuts of a meat or poultry. So when you're doing the braising, always cover the lid. It can be a pot, it can be a vessel, it can be a pan, or it can be any oven, or it can be any the sheet pans. Another method known as a stewing. What is the stewing? Which means to cut food into bites, so small pieces, brown it and then cook it covered with a moisture added. So Stewed dishes are always cooked cover because this kept in the moisture in stewing, tenderizing the tough cuts of meat or poultry. Beef stew, chicken stew, or pork stew, vegetable stew, all these stews. So small pieces of meats, cuts, and they put in a one vessel. Then they add the aromatic vegetables, herbs, seasonings all together, and we leave it for a slow cooking. The slow cooking, when you leave it in a slow flame, the flavors which contains in a herbs and vegetables and a meat all together, they're releasing, extracting into the gravy, the stew. So the extraction of gravy and the tender pieces combination, we cook that method known as a stewing. Chicken stew, beef stew, pork stew, lamb stew, vegetable stew, okay, potato stew, whatever it is. So many stew methods can be applied. Okay, guys, these are the methods of cooking we discussed today. The methods of cooking is a very important, because when you know the methods of cooking, a right temperature, right time, a right the proportion of cooking temperature and the timing, when you know it, so the all the cooking methods will be apply a different classification of ingredients. Each ingredients have their own characteristics and the nature of the product. So according to that, you need to apply the cooking method. For all ingredients, you cannot apply for the whatever the method you want, because the taste, the texture, the consistency, the nutrition value, all will be different for each and every ingredients. I hope you will understand and these methods of cooking. And the next class we will talk some another topic. Until then, take care. Thank you very much. See you next video.